By the way, we also have another leader, Ambassador Didi Fall, who's also working on the ground in Senegal to facilitating the trip in Senegal. So she is behind the scene, but not only that, she's a champion right here doing great work, making all Senegalese proud and connecting all nationalities into upliftment, especially of women. So she runs very successful organization. Ambassador Didi Fall.
So mother, say something?
Yes. Queen Mother's taking the floor after the age of 80. I think I have a right to do so. I want to say all of you children, those children that are working hard to make it happen, of us become united Africa, is work involved. And they have to be recognized now from our Council General of Senegal here present with us. We want to turn just one moment to one of our tireless sons who's been working. And I want to say to him, the President Lifetime Achievement Award, and his name is Sheikh Musa Drammeh, from President Joseph Biden.
What?
Joseph Biden, recognizing the work he is doing to unify Mother Africa. And now our daughter, Ambassador of Human Rights, Didi Fall, will say a few words, and I thank you.
Assalamu alaikum all. Assalamu alaikum, Your Excellency. Assalamu alaikum, President Yahya Bali, and assalamu alaikum, Assemblywoman, and assalamu alaikum, Ambassador. Senator, how are you doing all? This is today a historical moment to be here. But we couldn't do that without our great leadership of our councilmen and also our Council General. So thank you so much for your tireless effort and everything you've been doing for the community. So Sheikh Musa, on behalf of International Human Rights and on behalf of Thousand Shades of Women International and New Future Foundation, we are proud to present you a President Lifetime Achievement Award by President Biden. And that's something that we really deserve. Thank you. And we're going to give it to our Consul General to President.
Sadio, let him chicken out. Don't chicken out. Yeah. Okay, move on. Sadio, bang.
That's well deserved, Musa.
Thank you all.
Now, of Senegal, a young man, I just started to talk with him. I found out he was the assistant to or working at the Council General of Senegal. I asked him where the Council General is. He said he's in his car. And I said, well, I want to go and introduce myself to the Council General of Senegal. I want to honor the people of Senegal. I don't want him to come to honor me. I want to go to the people of Senegal. And I did, and it was a great honor and privilege to be in your shadow, to talk to you, and to express my love and my mother's homeland, love to the great people of Senegal. With that, his first flag raising here at historical Bowling Green. Please help me welcome the young, the energetic, the Council General of the great people, the great country of Senegal to New York.
Thank you.
Bilay Africa damulen jigéen bi wax jeey daw sandene maam yang dëkk Ndoukoumane fii lañ daan teg sunu maam yi di jaay tey jii der bu ñuul dama waay woote lii fii ci Amerika mu ne doom bu niroo bay jawetinaay billaay jom daal yàgg na ci Sénégal mu ne jom daal yàgg na ci Afrique damu leen ndaw saa ndeene billaay yaa doom na lingeer yeey góor aba ndawooy baga la nga sere koñ ndeene nu mee nga sañu mbaar yelli jag sa maama nga daanu naaw duru naa tàggoog fara jogom njaay ndemeen mu ne doom bu niroo bay jawetinaay billaay waa Afrique damu leen ma ne ko damu leen lii mbég la ñu ngi ñaan yàlla yow ndaw bu ñu la joxe kàddu dama yëkkati bu raawa ndaw sama waay bu ngeen wootee lii fii muy Afrique lépp di Afrique di bañ lu ñaaw der bu ñuul di bañ lu ñaaw ndaw yal na yàlla guddal fa.
Thank you. This is part of our culture, and I think it's only enriching or adding beauty to this event. Brother Ibrahim, thank you very much again for greatly coordinating this event and doing an outstanding job as an MC. Thank you very much, brother. Senator, your friend, new friend, the councilwoman, our great friend, Mr. Drammeh Musa, my brother and dear friend here, great leader in the Senegalese community, Mr. Barry, great mother, of course, who I've known for, I'd say, a good 15 years from my days at the UN, and all the members of the community here, the African community, the American community. This is a great historic moment, a historic day. It symbolizes humanity, period. It symbolizes how we have grown as people, as humanity, from those unfortunate days symbolized by Bowling Green here, where our ancestors, of course, were sold, unfortunately, in this place. Today, to see the flag of Africa, because I would say it's a symbol for everyone, for all African states. So the flag of Africa being raised here, I think is symbolic, to say the least. It's an honor for us, it's an honor for Senegal. First, to speak here in front of our great friends who are local officials here in New York. Dear friend, dear senator, dear councilwoman, I'll take this opportunity first of all to thank you for what you do to accommodate our communities. We know your commitment to make sure that they consider citizens to the fullest extent. Thank you. Musa, I've seen you really engage and, give all your efforts and energy to make sure that our communities are well taken care of. I can't forget, it's a tragic and unfortunate event, but I think it symbolizes what you do and how you engage to make sure that the African communities, that the West African communities, that the Gambian communities, the Senegalese communities are taken care of here. Of course, I want to talk about the tragic event that happened in the Bronx earlier this year, where 17 of our citizens have lost their lives in the Bronx building fire. You've done a great job to mobilize every official in New York and every leader in New York to make sure that that type of event doesn't happen again in the Bronx and in New York. So coming back to the event of today, Musa, you and Sadio and Ibrahim, you are the real ambassadors. We are here appointed by our countries, like myself and Brother Adamo, who's here with me, my delegation, Sister Mariama, and Brother Jata, and Omar Diagne, who's here. coming from the Consul General, but you are the real ambassadors. Because being an ambassador is really rising the image of the country so that others can like it and give consideration to that country. And we do that day in and day out. I want to take this moment to thank you for that and to congratulate you. You know, to see that the raising of the flag is done here in Bowling Green also, I think, speaks volume to the principles and values of this country. You know, the mere fact that we can do this in the open, raising in Bowling Green for 3 days, the flag of Senegal being here on top of this symbolic bull that represents quite a lot for the financial district. You know, for that to happen, I think it speaks volume to the values of this country, which speaks for openness, speaks for, you know, collaboration between people of diverse origins. And I would like to really commend that and say that, of course, Senegal is honored to be the recipient of this symbolic act today, but to take the opportunity also to, you know, of course, after my good friend Musa, who really found the great idea of bringing local officials with the great senator to Senegal, I think I can only say that we are looking forward to it. We'll work hard to make sure that happens in the best manner, and I know for sure that you'll enjoy it. Actually, we're actually working on a project quite similar, because we're thinking about, you know, because the President of Senegal is heading the African Union, we're thinking about having an economic forum actually in September, where we would gather under the leadership of the New York City Mayor Adams, who is a great friend of Senegal. He was there actually in January 2020. You know, for us to hold a forum here where, you know, entrepreneurs would be mobilized from the American community here in New York, but that would be presided by the President of Senegal, who's the current head of the the African Union. So we were working on that, and to come here and see that there is another project that would bring you all to Senegal, I think is a very fortunate coincidence. Thank you very much. I won't hold you for much longer. It's an honor for us to be here. And again, thank you very much and congratulations. And let's get the rising done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Council General. Before we do the national anthems, I just have one more speaker. The Bowling Green Association Chairman, Arthur Piccolo, who's also helped in organizing this event. He played in the background.
Thank you, Ibrahim. You know, the word history has been used a lot here today, and there are two reasons why it's even more historic. First of all, we've been doing flag raising here at Bowling Green since 1996, when the Greek community donated the second flagpole. Ibrahim personally has been responsible for many, many of the flag raisings we have done here. And you cannot compliment and thank him enough. His work here is extraordinary. But concerning history, tomorrow is the 246th anniversary. I want to tell you why it's so historic to raise a flag here. Tomorrow is the 246th anniversary of the most important day in the history of New York City. On July 9th, 1776, word of independence reached New York City. And to celebrate independence, the New Yorkers gathered and marched down Broadway, exactly where we're standing, and went into this very park, which had been locked by the British to protect the statue of the King, which stood exactly where that water fountain is today. And they destroyed that king, and they destroyed that statue and declared their freedom. And it's the most historic day in the history of New York City. But the history that may be even more relevant to you, we've been raising flags here since 1996. I don't even know if Ibrahim knows this. This is the first African flag we have ever raised at Bowling Green. And I hope you join Ibrahim and I in spreading the word through the entire African community that every single African nation that's a friend of the United States, I hope you will tell them to all contact Ibrahim or myself. I will not be happy to re-raise every one of those flags here at Bowling Green. And I'd love it if we begin next with the African Union flag, a big African Union flag, and then every flag from Africa in the coming months and years. Thank you very much.
We're going to talk to the raising the fourth African flag at this spot, which happen to be the nation that you represent. What does it mean to you?
Thank you, Musa. I think it means a lot. It's symbolic, of course. I think raising the flag of Senegal means raising the flag of Africa. It's all the African states that are honored today to see the flag of Senegal being raised. But again, it's the work of people like you who have really succeeded to integrate, this community, this society, the American society, and I would like to commend you for that. You and your likes, like President Sadio Barry. It also speaks volume, like I said, to the values that this country represents: openness, humanity. To see that today, doing this in the open, where we see the flag of another country being raised in a symbolic place like Bowling Green, I think speaks volume to, what leaders like you, like Queen Mother, like the senator who's here with us, the values that they promote, of course, under the leadership of the federal government. I would like to, of course, in the name of our President Macky Sall, who's also the President of the African Union, and the people of Senegal, really renew our gratitude to the people of this country and the leaders of this country.
One last question, which is the heart of why we're here. Senegal is known to be a place of peaceful coexistence. And that is a model that needs to be replicated, not only on the continent, but everywhere. That's one thing. But my question is, Senegal is over 90% Muslim population. But yet, the Senegalese do not hustle themselves in the oil-guzzling Middle East because of the religiosity. They do things on their own. Can you talk a little bit about the spirit of Senegalese working hard to build their own institutions by themselves, for themselves?
It is very important that you mentioned that. It is important to really herald the fact that in Senegal, 90%, over 90%, 95% of the population is Muslim. And, the other 5% is a good portion, about 4% is Christian, and the rest is African religions. I just want to say that, just to attest to what you said, the first president of Senegal was Christian, and he was president for 20 years, and he had the best relationship with the Islamic Muslim leaders who were there. He was supported by those leaders. Many of us have great friends, family with whom we grew up, and you would not see the difference in terms of, religious belonging. Just because, what is more important is the human part of each person. And when we promote that, we can find common ground, we can find common values that we can all promote, where everyone could stand by what he or she believes, but also be able to grow and flourish in what, you know, we all share. So those principles, of course, you know, made it easy for the Senegalese society to find within itself the resources, the strength, and the energy to organize itself. So that before even colonization, they were able to have strong institutions that would lead over the people of the country. So, again, you know, what we call interfaith is not a term that we would like to talk about because we live it. It's something that we were born to see. We were born seeing that in our parents, and we grew up in that. I myself, I went to Catholic school, being a Muslim and being from Muslim parents and ancestry. So, just to say that it goes really very seamlessly that Muslims and of course other religions are living together in peace without even consciously taking into account that there are other parts of the other religions existing in the country other than Muslim.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you. Now we go to our youngest audience. Nantasha, being a young, up-and-coming leader, newly elected to represent a district whose constituents are mainly from the continent, witnessing the very first African flag raised on Wall Street where your ancestry were the commodities. How do you feel about that?
It's really undescribable. It's a feeling. And it's similar to what I said. It's a calling, it's a feeling. It's a feeling of pride. It's a feeling of redemption. It's a feeling of freedom. Earlier, the gentleman mentioned that it's historic because, during the American Independence Day, New Yorkers marched down and they tore down the King's statue. And I whispered to Queen Mother, but we weren't free then. What to a slave, what to a person that came from the continent was American independence. And so to be here in this historic American holiday, a New York holiday of independence, and to be able to raise the Senegalese flag is a full circle moment. I know that our ancestors are shining and proud of where we have come as a people, and the fact that there is so much connectivity to Africans in America, to ancestors of slaves in America like my family, and for us to recognize that we are all one people. His Excellency talked a lot about unity and the fact that even in interfaith, there is more sort of connectivity around similarities. It's more of a emphasis around similarities than differences. We know there's tons of religious differences, but the people of Senegal more so focus on similarities. And so just to be in this space and focusing on the shared interests and similarities we have is humbling. And I can't underscore enough how honored I am to be here.
Last question is, what is your advice to cementing a closer tie among all African descendants, whether they're Afro-American, Afro-Latinos, or the African immigrants from the continent? What is your message? How can we make our family bond closer?
We need to continue to create space. I always say when you create space, you can create collaboration. A lot of times people are in their siloed spaces. And so the more that leaders like you, the more that His Excellency, Queen Mother, even generational space, come together to create that space for just conversation to, again, figure out what those shared similarities are, the better we will be. I also am a student of history. And so the more we study our history, I feel the better our future will be, and to really understand the connectivity that we all have. So I just believe in continuing to create these spaces that you all have created today, and how can we create more spaces like our future visit to Senegal and folks coming from Senegal to America, because it's all about collaboration.
Thank you so much and congratulations. Now, Queen Mother, for over 6 decades, you're working toward this day. And now being here, witnessing the first African flag being raised right here next to African burial ground. And how do you feel 60 years ago, 50 years ago, 40 years ago, envisioning such a day?
I am just so moved in the spirit of my ancestors to witness this, coming back from the coming back from Senegal. And here Senegal is on Wall Street, flying above me. And in the energy of our ancestors' soul on Wall Street. I can only say to the children yet not born, we give thanks. We give thanks for the unification and the promise of our ancestors of making us whole again on the continent of Mother Africa. So moving, Saint Touba. Saint Touba. Saint Touba.
My last question to you is, I know I spoke to you on the 15th of June, and you said, I am on my way to Senegal because I will not celebrate the fourth federal Juneteenth anywhere other than the Gorée Island. They said this was the door of no return. I'm going there to tell them you are not truthful. This is a door of return, and I have returned. How do you feel about your trip, celebrating the fourth federal Juneteenth holiday, visiting Gorée Island?
The door of return, standing there, the time has come for the children to come home. The doors are open, and a moving experience of Juneteenth, the second annual and the first annual, recognized by the United Nations, Juneteenth in the United States, but it's international. And for the door of return, children gather and come on home. Come on to your natural resources that lies in the belly of Mother Africa. Everything you're looking for is there, which God has destined it to be so, as we stand here on Wall Street, looking up at the sky and looking up at the flag today. What a blessing it is that Senegal has been chosen, whether they like it or not, for this journey of returning the children home. It is the opening. It is the entrance through the shores of Gorée, of the transatlantic ocean, of the slave trade from Wall Street. Blessing, blessing, blessing.
Thank you so much. To tell us how you feel. How you feel about hosting the fourth Africa Day at the Turkish House and then facilitating the first African flag raised here, and then working with our Council General to make it as successful as it is.
Well, Council General, it's a great honor and privilege to be in your shadow here today. And all the events that you just mentioned, you forgot one element. And the main reason is, in uniting us to do these events, is standing right here on the left of me. It's Musa, our brother Musa. And he has been a signator to many of the events that has united many of the communities. And raising the first ever Senegal flag here in New York City, and the first African country's flag, is so fitting here in New York City, because this is where we, just a block away and 3 blocks up, you'll find African American bones or little cemeteries that have been burial grounds. So it was late to raise an African country's flag, and I'm honored and privileged to do so. As a Turkish American, my mother's homeland of Turkey has a great bond with the African nations, with Senegal also. And we know this because the African people and the people of Senegal have embraced Turkey with a win-win, as President Erdogan has said. And we're very grateful for Senegal also supporting Turkey on an international platform, especially fighting the Fethullah Gulen terrorist organization, also known here in the United States as so-called Turkish cultural centers, which are white-collar criminal organizations. And Senegal is leading the charge in Africa and making sure that this terror group is out of the country. And Brother Musa knows it very well. So, Council General, it's a great honor and privilege to walk to your car to introduce myself instead of you walking to us here. It's a great honor and privilege, sir. Thank you. Musa, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And happy Qurban Eid tomorrow to everyone, to all the families in our great continent of Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Again, we're going to repeat ourselves because like what the consulate said earlier, in Queen Africa, and the city council women, the senator, everybody, we are so proud of our country, to be honest. To have our flag raising in the heart of Manhattan, it is so proud. I know the world are watching, and this is mean a lot for us. It's a symbolic. That means the job what we done in this country, specifically in New York City, the politician, anyone recognize that. That's why we deserve this. And I think this is something very excellent. Honorific. We are honored, we are humble to receive that pride from Musa, from our brother from Turkey. We are very happy and we thank you a lot. Thank you so much.
And also, President Abdullah Wad is the chair of the African Union, and we are Region 6 here in North Americas. So it's such an honor what have taken place today under the flag of the AU, as we also knew it as the OAU. And so what a blessing, what a joyful day that the ancestors are pleased with us on this day. What a day. There's no words to express what happened today. God Allah is pleased with us, uniting the divine and sacred family. Let us just rejoice and have fun and joy. A day of joy.
Thank you, Mama.
A day of joy.
All the visitors here, we just want to inform you of what we're doing here. We're raising the flag of Senegal. Senegal holds the chairmanship of African Union, and Senegal also won the African Soccer Championship. So we said it is befitting to come and celebrate, because soccer is a universal game and the champion needs to be celebrated universally. So that's why we're celebrating Senegal. As you see the flag, it's raised right up there, and it's going to be here until Monday. Everybody will see it. So we'll celebrate football, and we'll celebrate peace, and we'll also celebrate African Union. That's what we're doing here. And thank you all so much. I just wanted to let you know what we're doing. God bless you all.
Solo,